I'm so tempted to say one more go.
Welcome to STAGEit. I'm filming this in STAGEit because I wanted to talk about a project that we recently used STAGEit for Harper Adams University. Harper Adams University met us at a robotics event where we had a humanoid in-move robot being controlled via an Apple Vision Pro. And they were so impressed with that, they asked us to develop and design an interactive exhibit for their new building, the Quad, in Station Quarter in the centre of Telford. Now, this is a new building in the centre of Telford. It's the Centre for Innovation, Software and Robotics. The ground floor has a public area which has a cafe and an atrium in which they wanted to place the exhibit that we built. Now, we went back and forth over a number of ideas and we concluded on an interactive game that you could play against a robot. We decided on a game similar to Connect 4, which we called 4 in a row. Now, the original design looked a lot like this. It was a concept we mocked up in SketchUp and then put into STAGEit to present and play around with some of the physics. And ultimately, we did want to have the gameplay tokens to be ping pong balls. And they would make their way around the machine automatically. And those ping pong balls would be placed into these clear Perspex tubes like this. So that's our initial concept. Ping pong balls in some Perspex tubes playing 4 in a row, controlled by a touchscreen. Well, the final design, after a number of iterations, is this. We had the touchscreen here and this is the actual user interface. So in STAGEit, you're able to mount videos onto objects. So that's how we've managed to get that in here. So this is the user interface for the robot. It had a gameplay area in the middle, which was the Perspex tubes. We chose to make it double-sided, which turned out to be a genius idea because then people could watch the game from both sides.
We'll have him, because you'll never get that, because he'll win before we do. Oh.
Now, there were effectively 3 areas in this machine. There was the gameplay area. There was the ball return area, which is the bucket at the bottom, these tubes to a hopper at the top, and then these tubes here. And then there was the ball sort and store area, which is these sections in the middle. We had a number of options for the ball return. We did think of an Archimedes screw or a belt lift. We chose a vacuum return solution because we knew it would be quick, it would allow the game to reset, and it was simple, not as many moving parts. We did have a challenge that the vacuum system was so fast, it would fill that hopper up really quickly, and then it would block and stall the whole game. Vacuum here sucks up the balls and places them into the hopper. Now, what we really needed for them to happen after that is for them to roll out, and you can see that they didn't. So we ended up solving that by putting in a motorized stirrer, which was activated at the same time as the vacuum system. So that slowed down the feed of the balls, and then they would feed into these clear tubes here, and we made them clear so you could see what was happening. Now, the vacuum system was sealed at this point here. The idea being is that if there was a vacuum all the way through here, the balls would find their way via gravity down here, which they sort of did, but not fast enough. So we needed to create a little bit of airflow in these tubes to make sure that when the balls came into the hopper, they would feed through. And we solved that like this. So we added a small tube here. So this was the tube going into the base being fed to the vacuum system. And so we had a little tube here that just fed enough air and created enough airflow down these tubes to encourage the balls to reset all the way down here. Once the vacuum system had returned all the balls to the top, a flap would open and they would roll into the colour sorter, where we had a colour sensor. Ready for the gameplay servo to pick it up and roll it down the gameplay area, and then these servos would open.
This gets to that point where I'm not smart enough to handle it. There's a nudge button.
This is the prototype that Simon has been working on. He's been commissioned to build the gameplay area and fundamentally start writing the software for the operation. So Tell us what's going on here.
So the idea is a ball will come down here, and depending on which one of these flaps is open, the ball will fall down. So if we want column 1 to open, so the ball will drop down, give it a little roll, and then it goes down there, drops. The doors are a little bit stuck at the moment because I need to set these up a little bit. And then when door 2, that one will go pop up, boom.
Nice.
So when the game is over, you would just then
This, frankly, that's genius. It's to prevent the balls getting on top of that tube and sealing it, which then prevents the suckage. I don't know if it's going to work yet. That's fun, that. That was great. So we're really delighted with the result of the project. It's a really great machine. People really loved using it. Her Royal Highness Princess Anne actually used it at the opening ceremony, which was fun. If you want to play with this machine, it will be made available in the atrium before too long in Station Quarter in the Quad in Telford. So if you live near there, you can go play it. We are borrowing the machine on the 30th of October. We're taking it to the MTC where we're at an event, and we'll be having the Connect 4 machine there where you can play it and see if you can beat it yourself. We're actually going to develop a Vision Pro digital twin application so you can play on this virtual version and you can watch the real world version to the right operate. That's going to be exciting. So yeah, really delighted with this project. STAGEit was an absolute core tool, getting it built and designed and installed. And then we had a great fun writing all the code and developing the various hardware and software elements to make this thing a thing. If you have any questions about this project, chuck them in the comments. You have a similar project or a similar need, you want something interactive, exciting, it uses XR, it uses hardware, then do get in touch. We really are awesome at this stuff and we really enjoy working on it. Thanks for watching.